Okay, hi. I already did an intro to this, but I'm refilming it because I've just done the first reading and I've realized that it could kind of be a timeless-ish reading. I've centered it around the full moon that just happened last night. Full moon in Sag Eclipse. Was it a lunar eclipse? Lunar eclipse? Anyway, supermoon eclipse, Sag, big energies, and I've been speaking to a few people, and I've been dealing with it pretty okay, but I know that some people haven't, and that's always the case with the full moon. But with a full moon of this much force, you never know. And I just did the first reading, and like I think it does really apply to this transit, but I also kind of do want to set the intention that it can be kind of timeless. Like if you're coming to this reading after you've just been through something like reckoning, I feel like you'll be able to find a message in this. It is intended both for this moon transit, but also timelessly, if that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like I just did the first reading and then just something in me just sat wrong about leaving it only intended for one transit, where I feel like it's applicable universally, if that makes sense. Did I introduce anything? Hello, I'm Annabelle. I'm doing a reading. This is my channel. God, that was whack. Actually, it's kind of good that I'm refilming this because the energy in the first intro was a bit whack. But yeah, I just want to set that really clear. But sorry, I'm a bit of a... I've got all the context of what I said in the first introduction in my head, and so I'm like, oh, I've already said all this, but I haven't, and I'm trying to figure out what I should and shouldn't say. But yes, hello, welcome back to another reading. It's an aftermath reading. It is if you've been through something recently due to a shift in the planets or shift in the seasons or shift in the energy around you personally or the people in your life, there's going to be advice given from spirit as to how you can best handle that energy, what solutions you might be aware of and you need help finding the path to, or maybe you're not even aware of the solution. It's just something to help you get through a difficult energy that might be as a result of something. And yeah, it was initially intended to be around the Sag moon because there is so much there and that is going to upheave a lot with people. But yeah, any other time, if you need some guidance, feel free to come to this video, I guess. I picked out the crystals already, and we've got the first crystal, which is the Mookaite. It's an Australian stone. It's so beautiful. It's got a lot of, do I want to say electromagnetic energy? It connects you. I mean, I feel like it's a big, like, connecting stone in the sense of, like, it connects you to a lot of energies. It brings you into a lot of alignment with a lot of vibrations. I don't want to say it brings you into alignment with the vibration, but I feel like it connects you to a lot is what I want to say. I could be wrong. I'm going to link down the below. I'm going to link what this is actually about below. You might need the medicine of this crystal. It might just be something you're drawn to because it's pretty. I'm going to say that about everything, or like I mean to say that about the rest of the crystals, but whatever it is, if you feel inclined to look about what it's about, please do that. I'll link it below. Also, not affiliated with any of the links that I have below, just in case there happen to be some shops. I know some of them are shops and some of them are just like info archives, but I don't ever have any affiliation. It's just copy paste from Google. Anyway, group 2 is yellow jade. It's a really cute piece. And to be honest, I can't say that I remember what I wrote down about, because I have a book with all the definitions of all the crystals that I own. I don't remember what I wrote down for yellow jade, but what I can kind of understand is that it's yellow, so it makes me think of will and like creativity, and a spark, I guess. So if you're in need of that, or if you want that, I also get truth. Yeah, that's just intuitively. I could be, again, wrong. I'm just spouting whatever I'm getting. But again, link below if you feel drawn to it, or even if you just think it's pretty. You're allowed to think that. Even if you just like the shape, you're allowed to like that. And then this is just a little rock from a creek bed that I found when I was camping a little bit ago. But it's really sweet and it's cute. It's like a salmon-y color. It's really beautiful. It's like a raw kind of rock. I love it. It's cute. I'm just gonna call it a quartz, but yeah, I don't really know what it is. I think it's just a quartz, it's just a rock, but nothing's just a rock. It's beautiful. So there won't be a link for that, but if you're just like intrigued by its humble energy like I am, then that will be the stone for you. I will put a picture in after this little intro thing. But yeah, I'll see you in your reading. Go to whatever is called to you. And I doubt there's gonna be a wrong answer. And yeah, I hope you find something, whether it's like a 2-second message or maybe you just needed to hear something that I say. I hope you find something in the following readings, and I will see you in yours. Bye. Okay, hi group 1. Full disclosure, I started your reading, got the oracle cards out, was getting a message. I don't know if it's going to be the same message. Hopefully it'll be somewhat the same kind of thing, because that's my intention. Anyway, I was starting to get messages, and then on reading and channeling, I just started to feel, I started to get a lot, and there was like, and it fits with the energy of the cards. Like, I started to feel like there was so much that felt like there was set in front of me, and I couldn't find it in me to get the messages out eloquently or in the right order or in like anything. I just started to feel so overwhelmed. And let me just fix this for a sec. Yeah, no, I just started to feel really, really overwhelmed. I felt like everything was kind of just like, it just felt really chaotic and really like not the best. It might have just been that I didn't have any kind of, I kind of just jumped into these readings. I don't really do a lot of planning or prep. So I'm hoping that this kind of works out a bit better. Sorry, my blanket just has shit on it. I'm hoping that this one goes a bit better. I have some selenite and like some tools here to hopefully like direct the energy a bit better. But yes, so if that's your energy at the moment, group 1, you picked the Mookaite. Hi, it's a very powerful stone. It's an Australian stone. It's quite beautiful. One of my best friends gave this to me for my birthday last year. Beautiful soul. Anyway, I will invite spirits, guides, ancestors, gods, goddesses, fairies, fantastical creatures, any divine being that wants to come in and speak on group 1 situation. I didn't do this the first time around. I just completely forgot. And maybe that's why I was so fuddled. But yeah, any divine universal beings that want to convey messages in regards to group 1 and their aftermath energy, how they could how they can cope with what the full moon in Sag might have brought into their life is what I want to say. Yeah, I'm getting this very like, I'm super spacey, super like, I want to say confuddled, like that's the word that Spirit just put in my head, like confuddled, like confused and muddled. Like that's very much how I feel. And it's I know that this is your energy because this moon has kind of been treating me pretty chill. Like I've been pretty great. I've been really clear-headed. I've been really fine and okay, which is why I can kind of tell that this is your energy, and or somebody around you, somebody close to you. Anyways, you want to come out. Okay, giraffes, see the big picture. Okay. So, let's see on the aftermath of what the moon could have brought in. Please, Spirit, see the big picture. There could be something that you're focusing in on, maybe a little bit too much. clear out the clutter, most definitely. Sorry to say it. Miracles are endless. Alrighty, so for your last time I only got 2 energies with you. But this time we got see the big picture, clear out the clutter, and use your mind wisely. I'm not going to try and do the reading that it was last time. I am going to try and like read what I'm getting at the moment, but it is a similar, if not clearer, message. With see the picture, see the giraffe, frog, and pig. I'm going to show you them. Now I have them. I'm very much getting that there might be a situation or a part of your life that you've been focusing on pretty heavily, or that the moon shone a lot of light on. So in the past, like maybe 2-3 days, or in around the time of the moon, there was just a particular thing that seemed to take over your perspective, consumed your head, maybe all of a sudden. And it could be something that was pretty like old news, like pretty old baggage, that just suddenly popped up again. Do you know what I mean? And that can have a tendency. It could also have to do with like Mercury being in pre-shadow, Saturn retrograde, all that stuff. There's a lot of things going on that could be as a result of, like this energy could be a result of. I'm getting that you kind of need to like, I'm getting an image of somebody like zooming out a camera. You need to shift your focus a bit, like stop. I don't want to say stop. It's really hard to just tell someone to do something, but I feel like you're focusing way too in. It's like, I also just got like a picture of like a kid being in a ball pit, but they're just like trying to search for like one blue ball, but like they're not realizing that there's like a bunch of blue balls around them, and it's like, why are you searching this one? I don't think you're searching for anything, but it was just more, they put that in my head to like get a perspective of, you're really narrowing in on something that's old, and it's not, you're not using your mind in the most like efficient way. Like there are a lot of other things going on around you, and I feel like this doesn't deserve as much energy as you're giving it. Okay, by the way, these are not my words that I'm speaking, these are spirits. I have absolutely no right to tell you what to do. This is just what Spirit's channeling through me. Just a conduit. But yeah, it feels like, judging by the energy that I'm like in, kind of, there is a lot that's cluttering your mind. Like there is a lot on your mind, but there is a specific thing that maybe you could be directing a lot more energy to the other things in your life. But there's a specific thing that's taking up a lot of space, and it's kind of just like, dude, you don't need to be worrying about this as much. Like, if anything, other things need your attention, kind of thing. Anyway, I'm gonna get some cards here just to clarify what this is. Like, that's some advice for how to deal with the aftermath, which is just like kind of like zoom out your focus, cleanse what doesn't serve you anymore, like really just assess if the things in your life that you're like, that are taking up your headspace, if they are serving you. And I do mean that in the sense of like, go through and feel into it. Like, what is this thing bringing me? A bunch of anxious thoughts? Why? Maybe it's a relationship that you really care about. Maybe it's a friendship that you really want to sustain. Like, it's something important to you. You got the heart chakra card. Like, it's obviously something that you emotionally are giving a lot to, but is it giving you anything back outside of the promise that if this thing clears up, it'll be great? Or, you know, like if what you're putting in is being put in on the basis of a what if or a possible outcome, which you've got one. You've got the Ace of Coins. Pentacles? You've got the Ace of Pentacles, but that's not a promise, is what I'm getting. Like, I'm getting that you're investing a lot of something that you really do care about, but it's all on a what if. it's all on a, you know, like, okay, I'm investing this much and it's really spinning my head out, and like I'm really stressed over it, and I'm really, really anxious over it, I'm getting really worked up over it. But you know, like if it works out, it works out, and that'll be the best thing ever. It's like, okay, sick, dude, but like really think about how much you're spinning out at the moment. Like, is it worth it? You know, is this really worth it? And also, how high is the percentage that it's gonna work out? Like, is it actually something that's very realistic, or is it something that your heart is hanging on to because you don't know what's gonna happen if you let go? I know this is like believe and succeed and like cool. I'm just kind of a bit protective, and I'm like, I'm just sensing how this energy is, and it's like, this might be a condensed, like what I'm feeling might be a condensed version of how you're doing. Either way, please reassess how worth it feeling like this is. If it's for the sake of another person, it's your call, but just really think about it. Like, yeah. Really think about it. Talk to your guides about it. Really feel into it. I know the heart wants what the heart wants, but like, I don't know, sometimes it's a want and it's not a need and it's not necessary, and it ends up putting you into a place of deficit because you're focusing way too much on it and you're putting way too much weight on something that, okay, the crown chakra just came out again. You know, like okay, I'm gonna stop. Because I feel like you know. It's something that you have a feeling about, and it's something that you have. I think I'm just getting too protective. I think I'm just feeling this energy, and I'm like feeling the insecurity of it all, and I'm like, the earth sign in me is just like, seek out stability. Do you know what I mean? And then I get the why do I always want to say air? The 6 of Swords. I see that, and I'm kind of just like, dude, just find what just calms your waters. Like, seek what brings you just serenity and peace, and not this anxiety that I'm feeling. Honestly, that's what it is. It's anxiety. High functioning anxiety is what I just got in my head. Maybe some of you had high functioning anxiety. Anything else, Spirit? Yep. Anything else is the aftermath of the moon. So after this moon, you're going to be encouraged to see the bigger picture, clear out the clutter, and use your mind wisely. And I guess when I say that, I'm specifically drawn to the word mind and the fact the heart chakra is here. Like, the heart chakra is here. It is there. So it's letting me know that there is something that you feel very strongly about, but I'm getting that you kind of need to go with your logic at the moment, and that might be a self-preservation thing. And I'm not saying, like, it just came into my head, I'm like, maybe it's not completely abandoning something that came in, but dealing with it in the realm of your heart rather in your mind rather than your heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay. Yeah, because your Emperor, your masculine, is coming into the reading, and it is kind of trying to rein everything in and provide a bit of structure to this energy that's a bit convoluted and a bit everywhere at once. Because there's something here that you care about. I've said that a billion times. And it might be the new beginning of something. It might be a new beginning of something that's come, and I want to just say that's coming around. And there's a part of you that is really wanting just to jump in and go for it, because your heart is beaming, it is going, oh, like, give it a chance. Like, you feel for this person, you love this person. Yes, just like trust it, fall into it. But is that your anxiety talking? Is that the anxiety of just wanting to clutch at something and wanting something new and wanting stability and seeing it and wanting to grasp at it as an externalization of an internal security that you really want? Or should you like kind of step back and get out of this chaotic energy for a little bit and think about the steps towards it rather than just jumping. It feels like a bit of a juxtaposition of two ways that you could go, which is kind of just like falling into it and just like dealing with whatever ensues, or just taking a bit of a break from the waves, coming away from things, talking to spirit, like conversing with your energies and your guides around you, and maybe listening to that masculine that wants to guide the situation. I know like a lot of people don't really say that a lot of the time, but you know, sometimes the masculine is there to provide structure. It's there to provide guidance. And sometimes it can be a good thing to listen to. It seems like something that's up to you, quite honestly. I can't tell you what to do. Obviously, I can tell you what like the earth sign protective energy in me wants to say. But it seems like there are two paths that you can take. And Spirit is urging you to use your mind wisely, clear out the clutter. So it feels, I think Spirit's urging you to, I don't want to say that. I don't want to tell you what to do. The advice and the message is to kind of clear out the space and get to calmer waters, get to a place where you're not so rocky, where emotions aren't flying everywhere. Like I'm just getting images of waves. I'm getting images of just waves crashing and crumbling and swirling and rolling, and then just that's not a place where you can be of a right mind. Or maybe that's the place where you're at right now and you're searching for a way to get to calmer waters. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that could be the place that you're in right now because of a certain clinging on to the past. Like there's something that is being brought up. I want to shoveled up for some reason. It's just been brought up from a bit of a deep dark place, and it's thrown you into the waters. Okay. And you're trying to find that boat, you're trying to find that raft to bring you into calmer waters, and you're trying to just chill out in order to make a decision, to then be able to jump off the platform and go towards what your next thing is kind of feeling. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it feels like you're lacking. There feels like there is a lack of like an assured path, like a self-assured way out of something. No, I don't want any more cards. So dealing with the aftermath, okay. They're really 3 for 1. It really 3 for 1. It 3 your heart for 1. And I feel like you're someone that's really sensitive. I don't feel like you're someone that can just really easily ignore your emotions or your feelings. Like you are someone that does want to follow your heart, to follow your will, to follow the call of like what makes you feel. You're very swayed by your emotions. A lot of people are. I am. But a way to find grounding and a way to find that lifesaver rod, that boat, is to maybe seek out that internal structure that you're lacking at the moment. And it's not for your own fault. It's not at your own deficit. Please don't put it on yourself, the fact that you're in this situation. Maybe my attempt at like grasping the energy for the past like 10 minutes, it was very confused. I was very confused throughout your entire energy. There could be some self-blame that's going on at the moment. And please understand that I don't want to say nothing is ever your fault, because sometimes things are people's faults. We have to take accountability for a lot of things, but this definitely feels like something that you were thrown into energetically and not really something that you had a choice in dealing with. But it seems to be a challenge. It's a challenge for you. It's a challenge for you on your path to be able to find your own security within things and to not just kind of get swept up in your emotions, like swept up in a way, because that seems to be something that you do and get caught up in and get a bit helpless in very frequently. So this is kind of the universe trying to push you and trying to steer you into that pattern of behavior where you can be your own life ring, where you can get yourself out of these situations by finding your own sense of security. And it isn't completely disregarding your heart, because you're not someone that can do that. I don't believe you are. And not everyone should be. It's not something that, like, it's not a good thing just to cancel out your heart 100%, but it's learning that distinguish like learning that, what is the word that I want to say? Oh, what's the word? It's not distinguish, it's discernment. It's being able to discern whether the moment or the event or whatever's going on, whether this event that is happening in life, whether it's the time to listen to your heart, or whether it's the time to maybe listen to some things that Spirit's trying to tell you, or that you feel your intuition speaking to you. There's like, there's a juxtaposition between your intuition and your heart. And sometimes they can work perfectly together. Sometimes they can be such a beautiful blend of a voice that tells you the right path, but then sometimes they can kind of juxtapose themselves in very tricky ways. And the heart, because it's at the center of you and you feel it, I feel like you might have moon in first house, or you might have a moon in a water sign or in a fire sign. Those tend to be the most like readily aware of their emotions. Moon in first house, I don't know, something that brings your emotions to the forefront. And that can kind of be hard to tap into your intuition at times when your heart and your intuition are at conflict, because you're naturally maybe a bit more attuned to your emotions than you are your intuition. So when it's like that, it can be a bit hard to tap into your intuition. I feel like I just said the exact same thing like 6 times. But does that make sense? I feel like this is, what was brought about is the universe and Spirit, pushing you to develop the capability for this discernment and to be able to like make your own way out of these kinds of situations. Because I feel like it's not about what happened, it's not about what happened, like I'm not getting a lot of information of what took place. I guess that's not what the reading is about. It's about the aftermath. It's not about what happened. It's about how you go about dealing with it. It's about how you go about the steps that you take afterwards. And again, it's not to ignore your heart. It's to give voice to your heart and listen to it and hear what it's saying, because it doesn't feel good. It feels like it's being let down. It feels like it's focusing on a lot of the hurt, and maybe it's driving towards, I just don't want to hurt. I just don't want to feel this pain anymore. I don't want to feel this pain. And maybe you're searching for external validation, and that's okay for quick fixes, but Spirit wants to push you into leveling up, into stepping into that place of, okay, I am hurt at the moment. That's where I'm at. What do I need? I need stability. I need clarity. I need to be in a place where I can feel free again, where I can feel like I have options, where I can feel like though I have structure around me, it's not limiting. You know what I mean? And that will undoubtedly come from you. It's going to come from a place of great strength. Maybe you have a Leo moon. So I just got that I said fire moon, and these are 2 very fiery cards. This is the card of Leo. It's not going to be anybody else that points you to the answer. It's going to be from you, and it might not be the easiest decision, because it might require you to put yourself first in a way that makes you feel selfish, potentially. I'm getting that you might, I'm getting kind of like pissed off by the fact the Emperor's here, and I feel like that's maybe how you feel, is a sense of like, you might not think that what you need right now is structure, but you really do. You need kind of structure, and you need to tap into, I feel like you need to tap into the masculine rather than the feminine at the moment. And sometimes I feel like not a lot of people say that, but it's sometimes what can help you. Sometimes that's the stuff that can build a raft to get you out of the storm. Do you know what I mean? Because you want to get to this space of like full energy. You want to be able to get to this space back where I want to say back to where you were, of like having options and feeling like everything and the world is at your fingertips. But yeah, there's not a lot. Maybe you're perceiving like there's a lot that's holding you back emotionally, because there's a lot that's holding you back emotionally, at least from your perception. It just feels it might have been a very confronting emotion that hit you. It's like a tsunami of emotion is what I'm getting. And it might feel like almost impossible to get out of. Like maybe it's emotion that you're not even sure why it's here or how it's here. And Spirit's saying like, I'm getting what my healer told me, like, which is like, when you're considering your emotions, and if you're going through something, like imagine yourself as the sand, and your emotions are the waves, they are the ocean. It is powerful and strong, but if you're the sand of the beach, they are only the things that are washing over you. You can witness them and bear their weight and their force, but you don't have to get swept up in them. You don't have to become the riptide. You can just sit back on the sandbank and witness them, validate them, value them, understand the lessons that they're trying to teach you, but you don't have to be caught up in them all the time. And I know that is so much easier said than done. Trust me, from a moon first house gal, it is so much easier said than done, but I believe you can do it. Spirit believes you can do it. And it's going to be a lesson that sticks with you for a lifetime. This is something that's going to be added to your tool belt to help you. And you're so capable of it. That's like, I guess where that analogy, that beach analogy come from, I look to the giraffe, like see the bigger picture. Be the bigger picture is what I want to say. It's a big lesson of self-mastery I feel like you're going through at the moment, and it's going to take a lot of courage, and it's going to take a lot of discernment is the word that I keep getting, and a lot of clearing, and this is like the energy that you need to step into, the Queen of Wands. Like you need to step into yourself. The Queen of Wands is someone who knows what she wants, and she knows how to go after it. There's no question of I can achieve this, because she has this energy is what I'm getting. But right now you're battling this kind of energy, the Five of Cups. Is there anything else that I kind of need? I feel like I feel like this is your message at the moment. Is there anything? I don't really feel like there's anything else I need to say, but I believe you can do this. It's all the energy that you need to get through this is all around you. Like you have everything in you to be able to do this. Believe in yourself. You can be your own stability. You can be the one to get you out of the riptide and out of all of the shit that's going on. You don't need anyone to save you. You can develop that yourself. Your heart isn't betraying you. Your heart is just powerful. And it's okay to have that power. And it's okay to listen to it 99% of the time. I think there are just some times where you need to listen to other parts of you. You need to listen to the things that speak into you and that give you downloads and give you insights that maybe you brush off, and maybe you think like, oh, that's a thought that came out of nowhere, but it's not nowhere. Don't be afraid of structure and stability. Don't be afraid of the calm. Maybe you're someone that seeks out adventure. Don't be afraid of the things that can keep you grounded and the things that can bring you a sense of stability, because stability is, I feel like, something that you need right now. and you will get it. Like, it's there, the energy is there for you to grasp, and I and spirit believe that you can reach it. But I hope that you're okay. If you need any kind of help, please do reach out to someone. Go to your general practitioner for a mental health checkup. Like, go to your friends if you just need to vent about something. Like, maybe they know a bit more personal, like, level of detail on these, like, issues or things, and maybe they can just be a support. Maybe they can be a breath of fresh air. Maybe they can be the people to pep you up and hype you up. But you're the one that is capable of doing the work. I believe it. I can't stress that enough. Anyway, I think I'm repeating myself like a broken record. Yeah, I love you. Love and light to you, group 1. My heart is with you, and I will see you in another reading. Bye. Hi, group 2. Okay, sorry. I'm having a duo energy, and you feel cool. You feel great. Dare I say either the moon did you really well, or you're coming here out of like a bit of a great time, and you're kind of just like probably like wondering curiously, like, oh, like what is coming? Like, what's the aftermath? I don't know. You feel like a really bubbly energy. So we're doing the aftermath of something. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a good thing, judging by your energy right now. But yeah, you picked the yellow jade. Oh, it's not coming up as beautiful as it is in real life. It's really like, it's like a soft, really soft yellow. It's so beautiful. It's a really gorgeous stone. Yeah, you picked that stone, and so we're going to do your reading, your advice, whatever kind of things that you need to hear from spirit in regards to bringing clarity, dealing with things, the guidance that you might need, or you don't even know that you might need. You might not even want guidance. Maybe it's just going to be an exploration of an event, but I am welcoming in the spirits, the guides, the ancestors, gods, goddesses, angels, fairies, divine beings, fantastical creatures, universal entities that want to come and speak on group 2's advice for an aftermath. Guiding path, spirit. I'm just getting an animal oracle to kind of get, this is like a bit of advice. Truth transcends illusion, dragonfly spirit. Wow, that feels powerful to me. Truth transcends, maybe you're coming into your truth, could be coming into your truth. You could have realized a truth. Something could have either been said to you, or you could have had it. I'm getting you could have had a realization within you that's brought about a lot of clarity, and that's why I kind of feel that you're bubbly. I kind of feel that maybe that's why you're bubbly, is because you've just like had this realization of like, whoa, wow. Maybe it feels like a it feels like a. That's why I feel like maybe you were drawn to this stone. It feels like a realization of the self, of willpower, of energy, of identity. Anything else, spirit, that you want from this deck? No? Okay. Whoa. I'm getting like galactic. Wow. On the bottom of your deck, and I'm inclined to like definitely pay attention to this, is trust the great mystery. Wow. Okay, you got some powerful stuff going on. I feel like that's why you're in such a good space. Or you're about to come into this energy and you have absolutely no idea. You have absolutely no idea what you're walking into. And what you're walking into is fabulous, I will say. Yeah, wow. I feel like, yeah, there's a certain, the biggest feeling that I'm feeling right now is that you either have or you're about to step into a very true version of yourself, and maybe in a very like unpredictable way. Maybe you could be sitting there being like, I am my truest version of myself right now. But like, sweetie, you don't even know. Like, no. Like, something great is about to come, and Truth transcends illusion. And that illusion kind of word is what's hanging me on to the thing of you don't know that it's coming to you right now. You're not even really aware of it. And yeah, trust the great mystery. Wow. 22 and 65. Does that mean something to you? I don't know. I don't know, I'm in such good energy right now. Either if you're not in this energy, you're about to be. Hell yeah, group 2. Hell yeah. Good things are coming to you, my love. Oof. We love it. I love this. Tasty. Oh, that wasn't nice, was it? It was just really bad shuffle. I just want to show you these again. Like, this is beautiful energy. Do you feel that? Are you feeling that, or is it just me? Is it just me being psychic, or like, are you feeling this? Do you know what I mean? Are you seeing this? Oh, whatever. I think I'm just being weird. Wow, I'm getting really drawn to the blue. Truth, again, truth, like speaking your truth. Oh, is that a lotus? I think it is. Oh, I really do think you're like blossoming into like either a section of your path that is really, really aligned to who you are and to what your purpose is. And I'm getting the big thing that you don't, wow, okay, yeah, that seems to be the vibe. Powerful. And if you're in this, hey sweetie, you're in some good stuff. I know how you feel. Literally. And it feels so good. All right. So spirit, what is this aftermath? This path? Like, what's the advice kind of here? Not a lot. I feel like maybe I'm getting that like if you're not in this energy, what's gonna come out is like how to like help you to get into this energy. But if you're already in this energy, it's like you don't need a lot of help, sweetie. Like, you're done, you're good. You're in this thing, like a spirit will guide you. Trust the great mystery. If you're in this energy, it'll keep flowing to you. Keep it flowing is what I'm getting. If you're in this energy, be grateful for it. Be humble about it. Don't take it for granted. Trust it. Trust the mystery. But we got the sacral chakra. And then we got here again. I feel like this wants to be here. That's the second time it's shown it to me. So sacral, star, and the Fool. Yeah, big Fool energy. The Fool was in the last reading, but very different energy to what I'm feeling right now. Ooh. Sorry. I'm a very animated person, so please don't take any of my reactions to heart. It's usually like, it's nothing. What card is that? Give me a sec. Is 11 death? Justice? Alright. Reflect, accept, decide, clarity, responsibility, fairness. Oh, I get it. If you just saw how confused I was, don't think about it. It's fine. Okay, that's the one. Damn, that's the same 2 chakra cards that I got. Oops. Yep. Oh, the sun again. Good vibes. Good vibes, dude. Good vibes. Okay. I never knew I was like mainly an oracle card reader, but I guess I am. So. There's been something you need to let go. So you've let go. I don't want to explicitly say that it's a person, but it could be for a number of you. It could be a lot of different things. It was something that you really wanted. And it was something that you were trying pretty hard to manifest. And I feel like you let go of it and it didn't like run away from you. I feel like you let go of it as in the way that everyone should, in that realm of manifestation. You know, they're like put all your channel your energy into it and be like, yep, do however. I don't really, sometimes I believe in like really precise manifestation, and then other times I'm like, give it vague and then just be like, this was something greater, and then spirit will be like, bam, you know. Pick your poison. I don't think we should bring poison into the spirit. I don't think that's necessary. It's really good vibes. Don't kill them. But yeah, I feel like you've just put all your ducks in a row and you're kind of like doing it in the best thing. I feel like, man, you're just really like, you're on it. I feel like there's something that you wanted. Something that you want. Let me. Sorry, I'm getting a lot. Okay. Damn it. Okay. There's something that you wanted, and then there was something else that was like here. And this thing needed to be let go of in order to get this thing. Oh, bear with me. Oh, wait. Bar everything that, oh no, wait. Bar everything I said about these two chakras being the ones that came up in the last reading, that's a lie. It was a heart, not the sacral. Confusing. Blank slate. Okay, let's just go. There's this thing that you wanted, or the thing that you had, that you needed to let go of, and there's the thing that you wanted. Okay? And I feel like you had to detach from something for the greater good, it feels like. You had to let go of something, a person, a place, a dream, an event, a thing. Something that you had to detach yourself from in order to bring yourself in alignment with something else. That was your true higher purpose. Whether you were aware of it or not, whether you were consciously doing this. No, I feel like it was a conscious choice. It was definitely a conscious choice. Are you kidding me? It was a big trusting thing. Like, you were very much following your crown chakra. You were definitely following a this over a this. But I feel like this was what was fueling the manifestation, if you know what I mean. Because you've got pretty much every single card here is a major arcana. So you've got sacral chakra, the star, the fool, it's not the wizard, the magician, justice, and then the crown chakra. So you've got like, this is definitely something, this is a part of your path. This is supposed to happen, which is probably why it feels so strong to me, which is why the energy is so like, whoa, and why it is kind of so holistic in the sense of like truth transcends illusion and trust the great mystery kind of stuff. And like, you're very much at the beginning of something. You're beginning to birth something, it feels like, is what I want to say. Like, and I don't even think you understand how big it is. I think you kind of like are aware because it's something that you're chasing. It's something that you're like, oh, I need to be here. Like, this is the thing that I need to do. You're aware how much you feel it and how much you're driven to it and how much you desire it and want it. But I don't think you understand what big of a grid you're snapping yourself into. A good grid. But I feel like the thing that you had to let go of, I'm getting like right now, because I'm getting so caught up in how great all this feels, is maybe what you're doing as well, in the sense that this transition, obviously you're going on to really bigger and better things, but whatever you left behind in the past, maybe you could have bottled it up and you might not have addressed the healing that you really need to do in order to completely align with what you're going to step into. I feel like you're very much tasting the future that you're walking into. Like, you've seen the door, you look at the varnish and you're like, I like that wood, and then there's just stuff behind you that's like, you've let me go, blah, 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 and I need to heal this, and you're like, but that doorknob, it's gold and it's shining at me and it wants me to touch it, and I want to open that door. And you've opened it and you're like, whoa, everything's so sick in here. And then you kind of look back at the stuff that's like healing and you're like, I don't know, I can just walk through this door and everything's gonna be great, man. Like, why do I have to deal with you? And then you might walk into the door, and if you do that and you close the door behind you, like, the stuff's still going to be there and it's still going to be screaming and it still needs healing and it's going to come up eventually. So you should deal with it, I guess. Be fair with yourself. I know. Do you know what I mean? You have all this great stuff that's coming in for you, but it is coming in at a cost of this detachment, of this losing, loss kind of thing, of you having to make a decision. And I don't doubt that it was a hard decision that you had to make, and it was one that you definitely viewed as like, hey, this is the benefit for me. Like, I'm doing this for the benefit of this abundance. And sometimes it can be really easy to get stuck into that, and like into that groove of I'm doing me. And sometimes you can ignore those little parts of you that might not so much agree with them, because those are the parts that, yeah, like, you shouldn't listen to make decisions, but you should still, I don't know, there's just something in me that's telling me, like, there could be little parts of you that were the parts of you that found that decision really hard to make. And I'm just getting a push to, like, say that, like, you should give them a little TLC. Do you know what I mean? It's okay to let yourself feel a certain way, even if, like, let yourself feel a certain way about where you are, even if where you are is super great. Even if you've come to this beautiful place, sometimes those little parts of you that were like, oh no, that was a really hard decision to make, can be the underpinning of that kind of fear that we have when we get to a really great place of like, oh, when's the other shoe gonna drop, you know? And sometimes to get rid of that feeling, you just need to, like, address the stuff that needed to be coddled and needed to be needed to be supported a little bit. That's the only thing that I'm really, like, getting. I'm not really, I should go into it a bit more. Ooh. Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Address those little parts of you that maybe found difficulty in the decision. Give them the TLC, give them the love, give them the validation that it's real, like those feelings are real, and heal those parts of you, you know? You're in really beautiful energy though. Like, I don't want to, like, be the Debbie Downer at your party and, like, the, what are they? What's that? Something Thomas, the Trouble Thomas, or the, I don't know. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer and be like, oh, you're in this really great space, but, like, address your trauma. But I kind of have to, because otherwise it's going to come up and bite you in the ass, you know? It's going to come up and put you into this little bit of it's going to bring in some self-doubt. It might bring in some, like, you might sit in this beautiful energy for a while of feeling amazing and seeing all the light in the world and all the rainbows and joy in the sunshine and feeling so fulfilled and so within your own serenity. And that is beautiful energy. Oh, it's gorgeous to be in. Like, it feels so good to be you right now. But I'm just getting a little bit of a hint, you know? Otherwise, yeah, like, the universe, like, tickles you with a feather and then hits you with a brick. I say this a lot. And the feather could be me right now being like, hey, like, just maybe reflect a little bit on what you just went through and like go over to it and really make sure that you've healed any kind of way that you could be feeling about something, because otherwise then maybe you could sit in this energy for a little bit, but then all of a sudden like something could come up that puts you into this place of you're no longer really seeing the abundance that surrounds you. You start kind of doubting things, and things might get a little bit unclear within yourself. Like you might, like there's just it's a little bit of warning. I feel like I'm just here to give you a little bit of a warning, because everything else is really truly aligned. Like it feels like you've been pulling some strings, or people up there, spirit up there for you has been pulling some amazing strings for you, and you're in this beautiful place. And I am not trying to drag you out of that place. In fact, I'm trying to, and spirit especially is trying to prompt you and give you the tools to further stay in that place, to stay in this sunshine, abundant, beautiful lake of crystal clear water that you could drink from. Like you're fully supporting yourself here. And the only thing that could really put this at a bit of a state of compromise is being so caught up in that beautiful energy that you kind of glaze past that little bit of work that you might just have to do to like tie up that loose end. Tie it up. Whatever you've just like rid yourself of, even if it was like you needed to, even if you rid yourself of a toxic thing and it feels so good, like, like I remember having this conversation with a friend who got out of a relationship with someone who just wasn't good for her. Straight up wasn't. Anyone around her could have told you that, like, and she was grieving everything, and I knew the person that she was with, and though that person was a person that I knew and that I had a good friendship with, they weren't a good partner to this person, and I knew that. It was one of those situations, but they came to me and they're like everyone around me is telling me that it's such a good thing that I lost this person, and like I felt really good about it for a little bit, but I've got this thing in me that's just kind of like not letting go. It's not moving, and it like that started to be the thing to drag her down, and she started to get into this Eight of Swords kind of thing, and no longer understood why she still felt so hung up and still so caught up in everything. And I think it's because everyone around her was telling her like, fuck blah blah blah, like you're better off without him, which are all really true things. But then there's that part of you after losing someone that you miss them. You miss everything good that they brought to your life. You miss every like beautiful morning that you woke up with them. You miss every little special thing they did for you. You miss the big things they did for you. You miss the good of the things that they brought to your life because you're so caught up in being rid of all the bad they brought to your life. And that can be a really tricky place to get caught in. I know that I've been caught in it. But it's important to acknowledge those things. Otherwise you do get kind of stuck in that Eight of Swords, and you do get kind of stuck in that, fuck, like I should be so happy right now, but all I can seem to focus on is this stuck feeling inside of me that tells me that this happiness isn't fully fledged yet, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I never know how to end these things, because I get the message, and then I feel like after a certain point I'll just start talking in circles. But all I can say is group 2, like, congratulations for wherever you are at the moment. I have no doubt that it is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you've been able to make these decisions to better yourself in this way, and to keep yourself here. Just give yourself that fairness of rechecking whatever you've left behind, and give yourself that leniency of just maybe missing the good parts of it, or acknowledging the parts of you that still miss whatever it was, just to fully bring closure to yourself in a really holistic way. Other than that, you are set to sail, dude. Like, you're on it. I'm so happy for you. yeah, putting all the blessings in the world. You seem to have them. I don't even know if you need me to say that, but yeah, amazing. Good luck, and I absolutely love you. I believe in you. Spirit believes in you. You're in such a good path. I'm so happy, and I hope this maintains, like, I hope you maintain this energy. I hope this can stick with you, because it feels beautiful to be in. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another one. Bye. Hello. Hi, group 3. So you picked this little stone from a like creek bed that I got when I was camping. My friend and I found this like little section of a creek to swim in, and it was really beautiful. Yeah, so that's that. I don't know what energy it has to it. I got life and sustaining just given to me just then. But yeah, if you picked that this is your reading, welcome. Your energy feels pretty like quietly content, which is nice to sit in. So yeah, I feel like you're pretty chill. Yeah, that's really lovely. Or you could be sitting there watching this going, no, I'm not. What are you picking up on? Maybe the energy that's coming into you is really chill. Or maybe the kind of energy that you need to like hear from is really chill. But I'm gonna get into a reading because the sun is setting and I'm working on daylight. So anyway, I'm calling in the spirits, the guides, ancestors, gods, goddesses, divine beings, protectors, fairies. Did I say angels? Galactic beings, any kind of universal divine energy that wants to bring in messages and guidance for everyone that's watching group 3 of this video in their aftermath. Sorry. How to, like, advice, like how to best handle what they've just been through, maybe how to handle what's coming up for them. Yeah, just advice and guidance for group 3, please, Spirit. Through the Animal Oracles deck. Just some energy to outline. Come on. Maybe it hasn't happened. Maybe I don't feel like the thing has happened for you yet. Because you're the only group that I've ever felt the need to say, like, there's something that could be coming up. Oh, this is a lot. Yeah, I feel like those two are a no. But I feel like these two are a yes. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Wisdom? Good one, Annabelle. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Wisdom. What? Wolf spirit. And time for a beginner mind. Porcupine spirit. I just got with my whole trip up of words that, yeah, I don't think this has happened to you yet. And it could come in when Mercury retrograde goes retrograde. That, excuse me. Why are you doing this? Yeah, it could be coming up for you. So maybe you, you might not really be in the thick of it, but it could be something that's coming towards you, and it might need you to kind of take in a little bit of a backseat of authority in the sense of, oh wait, I kind of want to say that, but I also, what do I want to say? Something could come in for you that, oh, yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but that was my hip. I'm a clicky gal. Something would come into you for you that from the outset you might think you know what's going on, and you might think you know how to tackle this, which is it's a good energy to have. Like, it's good to feel stable and it's good to know what you're walking into, but Spirit is kind of saying that you should still take this from a beginner's mind, still come to this thing like with baby eyes, like with eyes of wonder, with like still approach it with that kind of inquisition of, like maybe you don't know everything, and once you learn that, or like I'm getting that you might know a lot of things that have to do with what's coming up in your life, but it's hard to explain. Like, you need to come at it from a beginner's mind, and I feel like that is what's going to help you transfer the knowledge into wisdom, is that this situation isn't something that needs to be like attacked with the mind of a master. It needs to be dealt with that kind of inquisition of a child or a baby. It needs to be explored in a way of open-mindedness, rather than going into it with this, I know this is predictable, because that's not where the wisdom sits. The wisdom lies in the new lessons and the new perspectives that you could gain just by taking a little bit of a backseat. That makes any sense? Again, I don't know it could be different for every single person that watches this. Even if it's one person watching this, I'm not going to be able to get a clear message, because I don't know, maybe more than one person will watch this. I don't know. I don't want to get dropping it. I've had, shuffling this deck, I've had a lot of relationship stuff come up, so maybe it's a new relationship. Splusky. That might not have been what you wanted to hear. Maybe you don't want it. I don't know. I just got like a little bit of a backlash energy of like, I don't want a relationship. Which is like fair. Like, look, truth be told, that's usually the time when relationships come into your life, when people are like, I'm happy by myself. It's usually when spirit's like, oh, you're happy? I'm kidding. It's never that. It's never that. Anyway, let's actually like see what the cards say rather than me just like blah. You know what I mean? Okay, spirit. What is this aftermath kind of thing? It's funny that it's aftermath and it's something that hasn't happened to you yet, because I feel like this reading isn't about what's coming to you. It's not, I'm not going to really tell you what is going to come onto you. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is a relationship. It's more just whatever is happening, this will be the energies that will be in your best interest to kind of align yourself with, in order to assimilate this into your life, integrate it into your life in the best way for your highest good. Kind of thing, kind of vibe, you know what I mean? You could straight up not know what I mean. And I don't know what to tell you from that point. Okay, spirit. Your energy's fun. I feel like we'd be friends. Whoever you are, I feel like we'd vibe. Are you an earth sign? Air sign? I said arrow. Nah, I was like air or water at the beginning, but that was just because of the flowiness. I get air or earth. It's that same like feeling of like you're not super attached to anything. Air sign? I'm gonna stop dwelling on that. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely something that you don't know. You don't know. Which is why, ooh. I saw this in the pre-shuffle. Balance. Which is temperance, I do believe. Yes. Sorry. Okay, so maybe, okay, maybe you think your life is going in one direction. Hi, Styles. I love that man. Anyway, maybe you think your life is going in like a particular direction and you're like, yes, I know it. I got this. It's this tackled, done. But there's something that is very much in your path that you're not aware of, that is gonna kind of pop up, and or what I'm getting, I know I just got time to look at temperance. What do you want to say? What do you want to say here? Like, what do you want to say? Temperance asks for patience and divine timing. So I guess there is still that energy of like, you might have an idea of where your path is going, and even if you don't know exactly where it's going, you're okay with not knowing. You feel very okay, and you feel very self-assured, which is really good. It's a good energy to be in. But you might start. I just got like this analogy kind of saying of just like, you might try to start to steer the bus. I don't know. It's not me thinking these things. And you're not the one driving. Spirit is. Like, intuitively, your intuition is the thing, if anything, that should be driving the bus. And maybe your ego self might try to step in and go, well, I know this, and what we were talking about before, like the beginner mind kind of thing. You can't really, or no, I don't want to say you can't do anything. It's in your best interest to remain in that kind of place of, not I don't know what's coming, but just, I don't know, it feels like you're in that place at the moment. It feels like you're in that beginner mind at the moment. And perhaps there's a little bit of an inkling to start being very magician-y about it. Very, I want this, I know it's in my past, so I'm going to bring it as above, so below. When the High Priestess talks about going internally and listening to what's going on in there, and that might be saying that, like, what's internal might be the beginner mind, and what is the magician might be that want to make things happen now, where you don't necessarily have the power within you to bring stuff. I feel like I should just bring more cards. Why am I getting so stuck on 2 cards? I'm trying to pull a message out where I know it and I feel it, but I need more cards. Temperance here is just kind of, for me, saying that this is divine timing. It's not something that you can control. Ooh. Happy golden days. What's that song? Happy golden days. Ta-da. I feel like it's by Doris Day. I don't know what it is. Alright. Ooh, so we got some tower energy going on here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What is that song? If I get it, I'll figure it out and I'll try and put it in the thing below, but not important. What am I getting here, Spirit? There's an urge, yeah, okay, well, there is still an urge to chill out and kind of stay in this receiving energy is what I want to say. Yeah, you're supposed to be in an energy, or the energy that would be of your most highest kind of good to sit yourself in is that energy of reception, that energy of beginner, that energy of, I'm going to see what comes to me and I'm going to see what aligns with me, and I'm going to flow with that rather than attempt to become the authority and become the placeholder for what's about to come. What am I getting with that? You've got the Moon and then the 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. What does that say? Okay, there is this fulfillment that I guess you feel, that you feel. It's not something that you're stressed about, but it's that coming together into alignment with something that fulfills you emotionally, like spiritually. It's something that is very much in alignment with you. It could be another person, it could be whatever. But there is that energy of alignment and that equal give, take, flow kind of energy. But there might be a need. What do I want to say? Because there's this Five of Pentacles and Moon energy that I feel like are tied to one another almost. And it's like in this aftermath, like in this turn of events, I kind of want to say you might be confused as to why after such a beautiful energy you're in this place of Five of Pentacles, which is like this energy of being shut out, of loss, of I'm feeling very stumped and I'm feeling very confused, and I feel like I'm in a little bit of a pitfall. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a huge pitfall or this is going to be a huge dramatic loss for no reason and for no growth or for anything, but you might find yourself in a place where you're like, I was really content and I was really calm and I thought I was going to this really beautiful place, but like you don't always know where you're going. That's the thing of life, and that's like the whole trick of the universe, is that it's never really certain where you're going. And then I guess that's what I want to say is like a beginner mind. You don't always know. And okay. You really need to trust. I feel like there's a big thing of trust here. There's a lesson of trust, because what's coming through for you is that yes, you're in this beautiful state, and I feel like you're in this state of flow, but something might pop up. Something either has popped up or it might pop up that shifts you on an uncomfortable level, is what I want to say. And it might put you in this place of loss, or it might put you in this place of feeling left out. You might feel disconnected to either a group or a belief, is what I want to say, or a person. Something that you do that by all means and by all understanding you should feel very connected to. For some reason you're thrown into this pool of disconnect, and it's so spirit's pushing you to learn. It's this push for a lesson, which is what a lot of this has been, of to cope with the unexpected and to work with the circumstances that you've been thrown into, even if they might seem really out of left field and really, like, the Tower is something that comes in really unexpectedly. That's the card that comes in when you've been in a really chill state, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're like, what? Like, what? And try not to immediately scramble for a solution. Like, try not to feel this tower crumbling, feel something going wrong, and just go fuck. No, like, no, I want chill. I don't want this to happen. I think the lesson is to kind of allow it to fall, and because there's something in here that needs to be addressed. There's a reason. There's something that you've buried. Kind of deep down, and you don't know what it is. You're not going to know. I don't know. There's a big question mark around it, but there is something that you need to confront, and it could be maybe tied to like a feeling of isolation, not letting anyone in. There might be a wall between you and somebody that you think you can just keep going. Like, you might be blocking a particular, I'm getting, you can get a river and you can get little like veins that go off it. I'm getting like the river is your relationship with somebody, and there might be a particular part that of you that you're not allowing to enter this relationship, or devotion, or something that you want to devote yourself to. It could be a project, it could be a person, it could be anything that aligns with your heart, and there's a part of you that you haven't given, yet, and you've spent all this time thinking, yeah, cool, I can just not open this wall, that's totally fine, this is sick, this relationship will still continue, everything's fine, I don't need to bring down this wall. But you do. You can't have both, is what I'm getting. You can't have these walls up, you can't have this set of this isolation and still have that free-flowing cup, because that's not how that works. There's something in you, maybe it's a fear of rejection, maybe it's a fear of commitment, maybe it's a fear of it is a fear of melding yourself with something, almost like you want to keep this part of you separate. I don't know where this is coming from. But in order for you to come into this like new like flow of everything, you're getting in this the other side of the coin is you getting everything that you want, and actually finally being able to give just as much as you get, even though maybe you think you're in that state right now. Like temperance is being called upon, so balance is being called upon at the moment, and it feels like a break needs to, and I don't mean to break up, but there needs to be some kind of breath that's taken, some kind of allowance and reception, some kind of, something's got to give for this to come in. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, I feel very like starty, stagnant, but wanting to flow. Maybe there's a part of you that you need to, I don't know why I'm holding this up. It feels like, hey, just like trust that this is coming to you, which is beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. There's this part of you that's afraid to go to this depth because you're cruising. Right now you're cruising, and I feel like you know where you're supposed to be, and you feel really self-assured. But there's something that needs to be addressed that you have blocked off for a while, and that you'd rather not. It feels like you think this is what's going to get in the way of your relationships. That's why you hold it back. But it's not. It's something that once you do address it, the world just becomes more abundant. Like you have more channels open to receive more than you could ever imagine. And it's going to bring in like such a beautiful oneness to yourself. Can I get more of this moon energy, 5 of Pentacles energy, please, Spirit? Like, what is this? What's this about? Change. Change and decision. You've got like Jupiter and Capricorn, which is very conflicting. Oof. Maybe it's a choice to be alone. Maybe you're choosing to end something. Oh. The only reason why I'm stuck on it being a relationship so much is because I've got the 2 of Cups, but like, and I keep on getting like scenarios flashing in my head about, and like examples to give of relationship scenarios. But maybe that's just the best way to make sense of this energy. It doesn't have to apply to a relationship. I'm not saying you have to break up with someone. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just what I'm getting as a download, as like a message. There seems to be this energy that you've known inside of you for a really long time that is yearning for you to give yourself a bit of a break and give yourself a little bit of balance. And you've had a pretty stable run with where you've been for a really long time. That's been a really beautiful energy for you to sit with, but there's something that is going to hinder the flow of that comes in. And there might be a tendency for you to want to ignore it and push it back, and because it feels like something that's been kind of on the riverbed for quite a long time, but you've been able to flow through it, flow around it, but it's been a decision that you know that you've needed to make. And this might be a decision to end something, to push yourself, to isolate yourself from something, or to isolate something from you. And it's not comfortable. And I think that's why I've been skirting around this. Like, this has been the most vague reading I've had all day. And I think that's because there's a part of me that is like scared to delve into this reading, because, and I feel like that maybe is your energy, like there's something here that you're scared to touch on because you know the outcome, you know the consequence, which is an ending or an isolation, feeling alone, fear of abandonment, fear of being alone. And you don't want to go there. Nobody wants to go there. I understand your fear 100%. Like, it's not irrational. Like, I understand where you're coming from. I feel like it's necessary though. I feel like without this, you're not going to have the right perception of your world, if that makes sense, without coming to this decision. It feels like something that it's a kind of an impending decision, because it is going to tear up a lot in your world, but for the right reason. Like, the tower is falling down. The tower falls down in the traditional tower card because it wasn't built on solid foundations. There were cracks in there to begin with. The cement wasn't mixed properly. Something wasn't done properly initially. And it's being torn down in order to make room for like something that is right for you, something that is in your alignment, something that you have wanted. Like, if you're in a relationship and you feel like I'm telling you to break up with your current partner, it might not be that. It might just be that there's been something on your mind that you've been wanting to bring up with them, and you're terrified that if you do that, then they'll break up with you or ice you out. And to that, I say, if you're scared that your partner's going to do that for you bringing up something, consider the person you're dating and why they would do that. But I feel like it's making room for really, really beautiful things to come. But there is this really resounding fear of making this decision and following your gut and following your intuition, and the fact that you might not, if you choose this path, like, you're on a path that you kind of know that you're stable, and if you choose to suddenly take this new thing and like that beginner kind of mindset, you don't know where this is going to go. But I kind of get the sense that you feel that this is kind of the thing that's going to soothe you the most, but it is the thing that is going to push you to confront that fear and that instability that you won't have for sure if you start that new path. But what I can promise you is that it might be hard, but it's a lesson in courage is what I'm getting. It's a lesson in courage, and it will reap beautiful rewards if you follow it. I don't know, I feel really worried, and I can feel for you, and it's really hard to make decisions when you're so comfortable and you're so stable, and you have to choose to put yourself in that state of discomfort and fear and deep fear, if that, and not knowing. Like, when you get the moon card, but like, the moon is treacherous because it only lights up certain things in the night. Like, everything looks different at nighttime, and the moon only lights a particular path. It only shows you certain things, and you don't know what lurks in the darkness, so you're like, fuck, essentially. And I feel like that darkness is, you're scared that you're going to be alone. You're scared that you either have to make this decision, it's going to leave you alone, or that you're going to walk this path alone, but you're not going to. Like, I don't believe you're going to, because the Sun is a card that's here. Like, you've got the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, which means that the ending of something is a thing that you're tossing and turning about. Like, you're tossing and turning about ending something. but it's kind of inevitable, and it kind of does need to end, to clear, to cut out this feeling of stagnancy and this feeling of just kind of taking whatever comes, when you could put yourself on this path to be able to receive the sun, like a beautiful energy, and receive as much as you would ever give back, and receive everything you wanted, and your cup filled eternally. Like, if you understand what the Ace and Two of Cups is, it is some beautiful emotional fulfillment and energetic vibrational matches that you know and you want and you desire. Like, as above is so below, they are meant for you. This is the stuff that's going to come in once you confront this thing, once you make this step, once you follow this path that might not be lit, but you have to trust that what's guiding you is going to guide you to not being alone, and not being iced out, and not being in such a place of loss and despair, but it's going to guide you to a place of fulfillment and nourishment and abundance. There's just a lot of trust here that I feel like, trust in the unknown, trust in your inner guidance, trust in your intuition, trust in the divine plan and your divine timing, if you believe in that. But no, I feel for you, group 3. You're between a rock and a hard place, and take your time. There's nothing really here that points to it being rushed. Just try and go into it with a fresh mindset. Try not to have preconceived notions or judgments about things, and try not to align yourself with the idea that you know everything, or that you know what should happen, or anything like that, because in reality none of us do. Everything kind of just happens and we all try to just flounder through it, which is why that beginning mindset can be so powerful. Because if you come at it from a place of, oh shit, this has been in my path, all right, cool, you have no preconceived notions about how you should succeed or how you won't succeed, how you'll fail, or anything like that. It gives you a certain power of like freedom, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's a long reading. I hope you stuck around to the end. I never know how to like tie these up so neatly, but I hope that you heard something that helped you, or that comforted you, is what I want to say. I believe you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. It's hard. I don't doubt that what you're going through is causing a lot of internal turmoil, but trust in the process, and trust that if you do think you're losing something permanently or indefinitely, you're never going to lose it and not have something come to, like the one door closes, another door opens kind of thing. You're never going to be at such a loss that you won't ever regain something just as amazing, or if not even more amazing. You're not going to be alone. You won't be left out in the cold. People will come, things will come to you that are meant for you in more of a way than I think you even are aware. And yeah, I think there's just this big urge to trust your internal wisdom, trust your guidance, trust the flow of everything, and don't rush yourself. Temperance isn't an energy of rushing. It is definitely an energy of taking your time, weighing things up, thinking about things, considering things, and easing into a decision. And a decision like this one, it doesn't feel like the easiest one just to dive into. Like, if Spirit wanted you to dive into this, they would say so. But I do get that ease and take your time into it, but you can't avoid it forever. You can't stay in this Four of Swords, I'm just gonna like take a bit of a break, because then otherwise it's gonna come in whether you like it or not. It's gonna happen either by your choice or by Spirit's choice, but that sounds like something that you need to rush and be like urged by, but it's not. Spirit's going to give you enough time to consider it, and you'll know. Like, I feel like you'll know when you need to make that decision and when you need to come out of the Four of Swords and take that action. It's when you ignore that knowing that the brick comes. First the feather, then the brick. But yeah, I'm sorry it's such a long reading, but I eventually kind of got there, I think. I hope this helped you in some kind of way. Bless you, group 3. You'll come out of this absolutely amazingly. I know that you will. And yeah, all my love, all my support, all my comfort for you. Yeah, love you. I'll see you in another reading. Bye.